Are you tired of worrying about how your loved ones back home will pay for their healthcare needs? Sending money isn't enough. You need a solution that ensures the funds you send are used specifically for healthcare costs. WellaHealth Diaspora is that solution that helps Nigerians in the diaspora send money specifically for healthcare back home. It's simple. Here's how it works. When you buy a health voucher on WellaHealth, they will contact you on how you'd prefer to spend your voucher on your family. They'll deliver quality healthcare to them and report back to you. With WellaHealth Diaspora, you'll get access to telemedicine services, regular checkups, medicine fulfillment, and health plans. Plus, you can trust that the money you send is utilized for healthcare, and the chance of being defrauded is removed. Don't wait until it's too late to take care of your family's health needs. Your family's health is too important to delay. Act now and start sending love and care to your family back home with WellaHealth Diaspora. Are you still here? Hurry! Visit www.wellahealth.com/234E to start sending health vouchers to your loved ones in Nigeria today.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode of 234 Essential. My name is Tiamiyu.
And I am Ugochi, the Igbo Stallion.
Yes, and welcome to the inauguration episode of 234 Essential.
Guys,
to keep it in
reality.
We are keeping it in theme with what's happening in the country right now. If you're a first-time listener, this is the podcast that helps you break down the Nigerian experience and helps you navigate this great country of ours, now that we've moved on to a new dispensation. And if you're an old-time listener or you've been listening before, thank you for joining us once again. We appreciate you listening to our last episode. If you don't know, if you've not listened to our last episode, please do, and get all the fun bits in it. Yeah. Alrighty.
Great.
Yeah. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our fan mail, family@234essential.com.
Newsletter, iOS. Newsletter is not fan mail.
Oh, sorry.
They are sending to us.
It's the same thing. You people understand. By now you should understand.
Potato. I agree with
family newsletter is all email. It's all entering your email.
Exactly.
One is you sending email. One is you receiving email. Finish. It's not hard.
There's no need to confuse us. Yes, I agree with you. 100%.
Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter too. It's very key. Or else now disturb our lives for 24 hours.
Follow us on all social media platforms at 34 Essential Podcast. That's where it's happening, you guys. Please follow us. Please don't hesitate to follow us. And if you haven't listened to our last episode, please help us go back and listen. Checkpoint. It's not is it only the police checkpoint? All of them, all the checkpoints that you can imagine in Nigeria, please go back and listen. Leave your reviews, likes, share. Let us know what's going on in your mind and send us fan mail. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, let's jump into fan mail real quick. We have two. Thankfully they're not inauguration speeches.
Constitution worthy.
Yes, so we'll just move into it. All right, this one is from Nike. Hi, AOT2 and Ugochi Stallion. I just became a fan of the podcast. I am hooked and I've been listening to old episodes. You guys are awesome. Please keep it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you do an episode of firstborns and responsibilities? I'm a firstborn and I grew up in an abusive home. Every type of abuse you can imagine. It made me detached from emotion. I don't open up with people. My parents are still in that toxic cycle and I'm in my mid-20s for context. I'm trying to get my siblings out of the country so I can have peace of mind, but I'm really tired of my parents. Everyone says I should have more emotions, especially for my mother, but they hurt me with scars so deep. I'm in therapy. What's your advice, please? I'm really traumatized. Lots of love.
Are you a first child?
Yes, I'm a first child, but this person's experience is different. It's different from my experience. Not that I know of. No.
Do you know any firstborns that have been abused?
Well, obviously, this person that just sent the email, that's the person I know that has been abused.
Yeah, give her any
Um,
pointers based on firstborn perspective.
First of all, it could be a guy too. We don't know. The guy could be naked too. We don't know. Um,
Okay, fair point.
First of all, I know that like even from an African household, there's always the black tax issue, and
Mm,
it becomes worse for like firstborns. And even though some parents might not say, "Oh, you have to do this," you have to do that, you just feel obligated because somehow society has made you feel like, "Oh, you're going to be a failure if you don't help your parents." Yada yada yada. Unfortunately, we're in
yeah.
a country where the burden on young people has quadrupled, ten tripled over the last 5 6 years. So while you are trying to stay afloat, there are still like extended family or family how like call it responsibilities for you to do, and also for your younger ones at the end of the day. Now, in terms of the abuse you said you experienced, that's a sad occurrence. Nobody. It really sucks for you to have like your parents emotionally abuse you or physically abuse you at the end of the
Mm,
day. This definitely has to go down to a professional, and this is where therapy comes into. If you can, or if I believe you can afford therapy, even though I don't think all therapies are expensive, I think you should go for therapy, and that will help you unboggle the years of trauma and abuse. And that's
mm,
what works wonders at the end of the day. There's no miracle, you know, miracle drug or miracle pill for it at the end of the day. Just sit down on somebody's couch and talk about it and let the person guide you through your emotions and how you can also see your parents as maybe flawed individuals at the end of the day, because they too must have trauma that you're dealing with from your grandparents or
mm-hmm.
anywhere they are raised. So at the end of the day, it helps you put everything in perspective. In terms of the financial aspect, at the end of the day, do your best, but do not become a central bank or Tony Lumelu to anybody. Let people pick up their slack too. You know, as you they
The
hustle,
Miffy baby.
yeah. As you they hustle, make everybody they hustle. Obviously, they're in school, so just do what you can do. But at the end of the day, let every man answer his own name. It's not a case of this month you're now giving people multi allowance for graduates. It doesn't really make sense unless that
Yeah.
person is really in deep financial straits. That's where you can chip in. Because at the end of the day, life is awkward. Anything can happen to you in life.
They shake.
Everybody rain go fall for your roof one day. But don't
I said
don't don't make yourself a source for leeches where they just continue taking and taking and taking. Put your foot down. You to have a right to enjoy life at the end of the day. So it
Mm-hmm.
is what it is. Those are my 2 cents anyway concerning that
Okay.
email from Nike.
I'm not a firstborn child. I'm a last, but
A baby of the
I don't
house.
think I've never felt like a last born, you guys. I'm serious. It's just like nobody has time to pamper me. It's just like real life started very early for me. But like I would say, be very clear with your boundaries. Let your parents know. The truth is that the more you say something, the more you say who you are, the quicker they are to accept. You cannot kill yourself. You cannot bend. They say crutch, they grow past in owner, but you could fit tell and say you go they grow if you bend, but like no break me at the end of the day. Like cannot give what you do not have. You do not have anything to give. You cannot give anything in return. So stand your ground, hold on to God, work as hard as you can, especially for yourself. Uh they can't kill you, Sha. That's what is certain at the end of the day. Take it from a
Yeah.
last born.
All right.
Should I read the
Second
second
email.
one?
Yeah, you can read the second one.
Second fan mail from Chidu maybe. Chidu maybe has emailed us before. Anyway, says,
Yeah.
"What's up, guys? I hope you guys are good. I'm sure you guys would be talking about the MD guy today. Since I moved abroad, one thing I observed about many Nigerians that support the Republican Party is that they don't want other Nigerians to migrate. That's one of the main reasons some of them support the far right. They want to be able to control their Nigerian friends and families in Niger. They want to burn the bridge that helps them cross over. Keep up the good work and stay jiggy."
All right, we'll be talking about the guy later on in the episode, but it is what it is. I have a few interesting POVs concerning the guy's interview and general migration
Did you
concerning
watch it?
Nigerians. I don't waste my data on rubbish. I'm sorry. You
I
understand what he
I
said?
I watched watched snippets,
I understand what you
but
said,
like
or understood what you said.
his his apology is like 700 apology to Nigerians. He wants
Because
us
he
to be
knows he can't come
forgiven.
back. He knows he can't come back now. He knows he's fucked.
But our heart is so strong because the jackpot is so much. Shout out to
Yeah.
the people who voted for Jackpot FC or who wanted Jackpot FC
Yeah.
as
To be poor.
our do you understand? As our
Yeah.
community name here on 234. We had like 4 options and Tribe won. Shout out to all those who voted for Tribe. I didn't want
Uh,
Tribe, I wanted Citizen because at the end of the day, 234 Citizen. You get what I mean?
yeah.
Okay, we'll listen. We'll hear Tribe, but Citizen came in second, so I'll take Citizen as well. So
INEC hasn't
Tribe and
declared.
Citizen.
Our INEC hasn't declared the official results. Their BVA is still uploading. Nana is
So we
our
need
INEC
to.
chairman. Yes.
I need to look at Nana Yakubu to tell him what to do because I don't want rubbish to surface on our social media.
Before
I
you
want
tell us
us
say
to be
the
in tandem.
BVA don't hang now.
You
We
understand?
don't
I don't
hear
want us
story.
to be saying thank you for something that did not work. You understand?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
tomorrow that is Monday or Wednesday when the podcast drop, it will announce to the people that
You announce at 4 a.m.
Tribe. Do you
Mm,
understand? At 4 a.m. to be precise. No, don't make it 5 a.m. That's 1 hour later. At exactly 4 a.m. he will tell you guys. I'm not saying Nana will actually message at 4 a.m. Nana wakes up at 6 from what I observe. So by 6
that's so.
a.m.
But when
Did you
does this
vote,
sleep?
Sha?
Vote for what? I can't remember. I'm done with voting this year.
Did you
I've
vote
tried.
for our name, our community name?
I said I'm no more voting this year. I've tried. I've done all the
So
voting I
why
can.
didn't you vote for the community? Is you are part of the reason we didn't
My
have
my
citizen as winner.
my PVC has expired, so I can't vote anywhere. Online,
Wow! All of a
offline,
sudden, these four
inline,
years,
outline. Yes.
wow! I just say that you didn't want to vote for.
No, I
That's just
voted.
what you want.
I
Just say
voted.
that you don't want to vote.
I voted citizens actually. Yeah.
I actually voted for citizens as well. You guys, I don't care. Some days citizens, some days tribes. I
You see,
don't care. I'm going to
later you
vote.
later you blame Farouk Mahmoud now. You see, now from here the thing starts. From this small clap, dance not the
Okay, you
enter
have caught
the
me.
thing. Okay.
Okay,
Don't
you've
worry.
caught me. I mean, that shit is the probably funniest shit on social media.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That means
you've
Wednesday.
caught
Okay,
me now.
okay. You have caught me. No verse. All right. Yeah, we don't farm mail. Let's jump into Omo. Nana didn't send this thing, so I'm freestyling here. We're
Yeah,
jumping
that's
into
okay.
tweet
I
of the
think
week.
this is the episode where we
Yeah.
freestyle.
All right, tweet of the week. Okay. And this is from me. This is from a friend of the house, Mr. Steve Dede, from
Okay.
Agbo Ward, Delta State.
Some days in Lagos.
I beg. They encourage you. All right, he tweeted, and this is going to lead us into like our topic, any subsidy. So Steve tweeted, any subsidy removal that's coming without any evidence reduction in cost of government is dishonest and selfish. The people do not have to suffer alone. And the church said, Amen.
Amen.
Now, in case you don't know, let's just give you a teaser before we jump into the topics for this week anyway. President, no longer
No
president
vibes.
elect, President Bola
God, I
Ahmed Tinubu,
beg.
in his inaugural speech said the era of fuel subsidy is over. Now, it's not as if he's the one saying fuel subsidy is over, because technically, in our 2023 budget, Buhari made sure that after June, there'll be no more payments for or financing for subsidies after June. So he's just basically reporting what Buhari just did. But we'll talk about that later, Sha. But this is interesting because I think 30 minutes after this, I heard this news, or 40 minutes, I went out to buy something and I saw queues everywhere. All the fuel stations in my area. 2 hours after that, all the fuel stations were closed. Shut down, totally shut down. Which is wild at the end of the
Crazy.
day. Yeah, it's crazy. These are the signs of things to come, but let's not scare you yet. Horror film, the horror film, the monster doesn't come out in the first few minutes. It comes out later on. So we keep that
I'm
in
not
check for
nice to you.
Yeah.
I did not wake up to watch any inaugural anything because as I
Uh,
am now, I'm stressed.
mm, okay.
So I didn't wake up. I didn't watch it. But I watched the excerpts of his inaugural speech where he said, "Soil subsidy is done."
Yes, it's over. Uh,
Um,
if Emefiele has anything, if Emefiele is smart, he should resign fast because Tinubu was taking shots at him at that speech, on that, like during his speech, was
oh
taking heavy
yeah.
shots. Yeah, he said,
Tell us, what did he say?
he said the cash policies was a blunder. That even though he had good intentions, it was a blunder. And right now,
Wee.
both notes are legal tenders under his own government, and they shall fine tune the process. You know, and he also told the CBN that we need one unitary exchange rate for the dollar. It's not that some people will be exchanging dollar for 400, some will do it for 750. We need one rate for the dollar. So if I'm Emefiele, just resign now before they put your pants in public. Resign now.
See,
May
the
not be
only
like
point is
say,
this.
what do you say?
If there's any, if there's anything I've come to understand about Nigerian politicians or people who have held significant offices in government, is that
Yeah.
they lack shame.
Oh,
So
obviously.
if they even tell us say make you they sack 'em.
No, it's
You
not that
know,
kind
go.
of.
She say he wants to go for educational leave. That he wants to go and further his education.
So what they're going to do
And
for if I'm Tinubu's government, you know what I'll do? I just carry one of his alleged files in EFCC and say, bros, which one do you want? do you
oh
want
my God.
do you want Harvard or do you want Kiri Kiri? Anyone you want. Just be going, please.
So Nairametrics did this whole scorecard, economic scorecard thing for Buhari's regime
F9.
to hand over to what's it
Tinubu.
called? To Bats.
Yeah.
By the way, his picture is fucking airbrushed, but okay,
You know,
we take that.
it concern you. King Charles one is not airbrushed. It concern you.
We'll take that. We're not complaining. I'm not saying I'm complaining. Why are you attacking me exactly?
Because
Say they
we
have
are
given
here.
you money from
They've
this
given me
place. You are
corn.
not telling me.
They're giving me a bag of corn. I'm fine.
Is it gold? Is it gold corn or which one are they giving you?
It's yellow corn, normal yellow corn. No. You never complete.
Wow.
Plenty holes
Is
everywhere.
this sweet corn?
It's bitter corn.
Please, I beg, because the way you're attacking me now, I'm afraid. I'm scared for
No.
my life and my future.
Please. On his mandate shall stand. Story.
God, I beg. Which mandates?
Story.
Did they give you mandates?
I beg you.
Anyway, the scorecard is looking very ugly. With about 6 very bad scores and 4 bad scores, 2 fair, and 3 good scores, and 1 very good. The 1 very good being all share index May 2015 versus May 26, 2023. He met 34,310.37 and he's living behind 52,973.88, increasing by 54%.
How that one
But
help us?
regardless, do you understand? There are a lot of red things, and Barry has really left us with a downturn in the economy. Somebody
Oh, we know
posted, one
that.
of my faves said that we should be celebrating and eating suya on the streets right now. Today is the 30th of May that we're recording. This is midnight.
Yeah.
But like somebody said that during the inauguration we should have been celebrating because the end of a wicked tenure. I think we should talk
8
about
years.
Buhari's tenure.
8 years of no, it's under our flop of the or is it prop of the week? Don't worry. 8 years of
Yeah.
hardship. The children of Israel did not
Yeah.
pass this in the 7 years of famine. No reach this one. No. It not reach this
God,
one
I
where we
beg.
see. This is our biblical times that we went to. Old Testament biblical times of
See, we
woe.
need to pray harder.
I'm not praying. I'm done with that. I'm done even praying for Nigeria. There's no more prayer again. Prayer for Nigeria has finished. There's no more prayer requests for Nigeria again. You
We need
Nigerians
to
pray
put
too
in
much.
the workshop.
Yeah, no, you pray. Anybody that tells me pray, if I go to any church and they say pray for Nigeria, I'll leave that.
I
I'll
swear
stand
I'll
up that
fight.
moment. I'll stand up
No,
and
I
leave
need
at that
to
moment.
fight.
I don't have time
I'll
to fight.
I'll fight with everybody in the church. Trust me.
No, or they say
Me, I'll fight.
pray for your leaders for them to make the right. No, I'm not praying for anybody. Leave me alone. I'm
But
tired.
but I pray. Oh. See,
I pray for
I will
myself.
pray. I will pray. I will pray. Oh, I will pray. If I don't pray, Satan will make mess of me. See, musician. But like pray.
At this point where they Satan show we go beat down. If Satan shows in Lagos right now, we go chop beating. Revelation
Oh
beating.
my
They
gosh.
mad.
Listen.
Mm, mm.
But is it only me or today I didn't feel the vibe of an inauguration? First of all, it
Because
rained.
yes, that's a bad omen. First of all, it's not showers of blessing
Why is it a bad omen?
because the class were great. They were mourning. They were waiting for Nigeria. So if people don't know what's about to enter, now don't enter one chance.
Well, I don't know if it's a bad omen, but like I'm so grateful that the scorching sun was not outside.
Yeah.
Because the
Thank God for
sun
the
in
sun.
Lagos has been barbecuing us for the longest, and this is not even a joke. Especially in this
Roasting.
Lekki. Listen, sunscreen is not sunscreening because even the sunscreen they melt. Why? It's
Because
been
it's
so
fake.
hot and wow.
Yes,
I
no.
I don't
NAFDAC no
use
day again.
fake
No.
sunscreen.
NAFDAC no day again
I
now.
don't
After Akwili died,
I don't
NAFDAC ended. They closed their door. They don't do work again.
see nobody was verifying anything after Queenie died. I
Not
mean, fellow
everybody allowed.
Nigerians.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
See. But some people were trying to make some spiritual connections to the weather of
Towards
the day.
that is in
I saw some
Nigerians.
people saying that, oh, the day they announced the results, it rained. And the
Mm,
day and today that is the inauguration, it rained again. And so because of that, there might be these showers of blessings means that
mm.
there will be plenty for all to eat in the land come the next 4 or 8 years,
It rained.
depending how long
It
Bola
rained the
Ahmed
Noah's time.
Tinubu.
It rained the Noah's
Sorry?
time and it rained the Noah's time and it killed the whole world. So rain no be anything. They look at me. I beg. All those celeb pastors,
Well,
no good.
but also the rain during Noah's time also signified the birth of or the birthing of a new world. So
Not so.
I don't know. Me, I don't have any to be honest. Personally, I am going to say your own. Personally, I don't have any ideologies as regards Bola Ahmed Tinubu becoming
You see, wait,
president
you're
or
jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun. We're not. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about the inauguration. Let's calm down. Let's pace
okay.
ourselves.
Okay.
How's
Okay.
your week? Ugochi, how's your week?
Hell, my week was great. Today is
No, you
Tuesday,
went
but
to
I mean
concert,
as a
Abby.
Monday.
Okay.
I went to Hertitude.
Yeah.
I got there late because I wasn't feeling my best.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was feeling under the weather. You guys, I got my very first consulting job.
Hey, too much money.
And I just and I just signed the contracts for it. Well, I'm developing a contract for it. Let me not say I just signed it, but I'm developing contract for it, and next couple of days should be signed. But I thought I was going the 9 to 5 routes, but it looks like I might be switching that up to something else. So I'm excited about the possibilities of the future. Um my week was good. I spent it with the people that I love as I normally and usually would. I just came back from a party today. Shout out to AOT2 and Phil for enduring for me
God day.
because I was
See, Phil,
out.
next time. Phil, next time. We have coffee for recording. After 10 o'clock, I'm going to sleep. Please, I'm
I
30 and
lies.
above.
Let me tell you. Should I tell
My
you
body,
something?
my body cannot take all this strenuous work you people are putting me through. I beg.
Millennial attitude. Can I tell you something?
Yeah?
You lie because you'll be awake. If you do like you want to sleep, I will use call and finish your phone. I will
And
drain your battery.
I'll put my phone on do not disturb now. You go to God, nothing going to happen to
Me,
my
let
phone.
me tell you, see, if you they start do not disturb now, you start on fresh because I have friends in my life that their life work is do not disturb. So trust me, it's not enough to hold me back. No worry, I will call you. I will ensure that you pay attention.
All
I,
right.
first of all, I didn't even know you guys placed time. Oh. I didn't know there was time for this recording.
You have when you don't check the WhatsApp group now, that's the problem.
I check, you guys, I check, but I didn't know that there was anything like that. But anyhow, I'm going through a storm in my life. And God is teaching me new things. The Holy Spirit is instructing me. I'm having an amazing time. It's not easy, I promise. I've not had the easiest week, but it's been fun, and I've tried to make the best and the most of what life has presented to me. So I'm living chill. AOT2,
All
what's going
right.
on? How's your week?
Yeah, so my week came with a very, very crazy, I was like crazy, occurrence. So I went to buy something in a
Okay.
supermarket, and somehow, as a journalist, you drop on people's conversations just in case, you never know. And this guy
Mm.
was one of the workers in the supermarket, and he said, now for these Lagos women, they dress anyhow, they dress naked. So if they try this for Onisha, they for not naked them pieces. They for not remove all their clothes. I was like,
Wow.
wow, okay, animal much. Thank you for the information.
It's one of them.
And you just realized that, apart from you saying, oh, we are trying to make Nigeria a better place and trying to, challenge our leaders, the real battle is with the man next door, because
Mm-hmm.
the belief system, the values, it's way different from the Nigeria we actually believe that we want to see in our lifetime. And it just shows you. When I heard it, I was like, wow, okay. There's some people that still think this way. Good for them, but anyway, but really. But that's how my week was basically. My week was just walk, nothing else, nothing major at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Even if there was something major, it's not like you would tell us or something. So, like, I'm not surprised.
I don't know what you're
If
talking about.
But what's
I
even
didn't
major for you? I think your definition of major is different from our
major
general definition of major.
major is where
Did you
Dangote
sign
just
any
dash.
contract this week?
I didn't sign anything. My definition of major is make the Dangote give me like 50M. Just say cause you did try. Just give me like 50M. Now that's major.
Please don't kill me.
That's when I'll be done. I'm like, yeah.
Even if you sign such a contract, nobody say you go tell us so.
No,
So
if I sign 50 million, I'm done. You people just put
you go
link in the
not
group.
tell us.
Time for recording. I don't go answer. Nothing.
Wow.
No message delivering.
Just a little million. You have already betrayed us on 234.
Wait, 50 million.
See, she
I'll go and sleep for like 4 days. 4 days. I'll be drinking water, eating biscuits to go and seek the face of the Lord.
But let me bust your head though. That 50
Mhm.
million is not as if it'll be enough.
Dollars. Oh.
Oh, okay. Is it dollars or naira?
Who spends naira? What do you mean? Please, you are dragging my dream back? That's a nightmare.
The
Anything
last
we get
time I
naira and a
saw Nigerian
nightmare.
wants to join brick.
It's not only brick, it's brick and lace. It's brick and lace Nigeria with them. I beg. We will not this. We will not turn this to comedy. It's not comedy. It's it's not comedy half hour. I beg you.
But the conversation
Please.
you listened to halfway recently, the guy who was talking about women in
Yeah,
Enugu not
women.
dressing
No,
in Onitsha not dressing
Nonusha.
like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't agree,
And maybe it's from another
because
part. Maybe it's another part from Monisha because the guy didn't look like he was from the GRA area.
I think it's also that thing where because one or two girls do it, it doesn't look like everybody, but like girls in the East are big on fashion. In fact, once you start from Bini
And that's why I said
to Port Harcourt, they
that's why
dress pieces.
that's why I said that maybe where he stays, maybe he doesn't stay in the affluent area. He stays in the like poverty stricken
See,
area.
but
So
I agree, Sha, you can never out naked if it's based on nakedness. Lagos girls carry number one because
wow.
that attitude I went to, there's this girl. Let me tell you, gist. In
I
case,
saw
first of all,
I saw some brouhaha on Twitter over that event, but just continue first of all.
see, no buhaha. Everybody was
No,
happy and having
I said
fun.
I said
Okay, I
on
speak for
Twitter. I didn't
myself
say
and my
at the
immediate
event.
circle.
I didn't say the
Okay,
event. I
me, I
said
saw
on Twitter.
me. I speak for myself and my immediate circle and my family because we speak to attitude 100%. First of all, shout out to Zikoko. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Tech Cabal. You guys are doing big. By the way, I was talking to somebody in Zikoko about some things with 234, but we'll see how that pans out. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But like they have organically grown if all female concerts without even breaking a sweat. Shout out to all the women who attended. Women, ladies, girls, however you want to be represented, she, her, them. Thank you for showing up. Cause see, I went late first off. There was a fashion show, a dancing competition, and I missed both of them. But I caught the final one when girls were twerking. Yo, girls be wild and want to have fun. First of all, I think one thing I really love about Zikoko's Hertitude is that girls are not in competition. You know, society tries to make us believe that girls are in competition with one another, but like right there at Hertitude, you see girls just being girls. People just want to let loose, have fun without anybody trying to touch them, grapple them, hit on them, make passes at them. Women just want to have fun. And Hertitude, 2 years now that I've attended, a fucking like full stop. They actually get it right. Shout out to Big Cabal. Anyway, but I had so much fun. I didn't take a lot of pictures, as I said, because I went late. But still, yo, shout out to S God and all and Bloody Civilian. Please, I don't know who Bloody Civilian is. It was until
You know
I
no
got
person.
to that
You
place
know no
that I
person.
realized who that. I'm not lying. I don't want to behave like I know. Let's not be that I don't know. I don't know. When she started singing that her you don't even love me.
I don't fucking love you.
My dear, Nadia, I know who the musician be, but like shout out to them. Shout out to DJ Kiss. She kept like the crowd going for hours. But it was so much fun. Listen, I now message Ayo. Ayo now said Mrs. Hesitude.
Yes, no.
Shout out to DJ Kiss and all the women who showed up. It was an amazing event. As I said, I went late, but it was pretty late. I'm glad that I attended, and I hope that like more women attend moving forward. Is a no competition zone, zero chills, have fun, vibe, have drinks, food, chill, listen to good music, and just dance. Literally, I hope that someday we are able to also connect with the brand, sort of, in any way they are willing to partner because they're doing a great thing and is growing organically. And me, I'm all about organic growth. Shout out to them 100%. But we had so much fun regardless. I don't even know why I started talking about Zikoko. Why did I start talking about Zikoko? Do you
You're weak.
remember?
You're weak. You went out.
No, we had already even burnt out from my week. I've lost my train of thoughts, but like Zikoko was a
No.
thing, and I'm glad I experienced it 2023. God keep us alive
Yeah.
2020, 2024. We go again. Louder and wilder.
Definitely. All right. Let's get into our talking points.
Mm-hmm.
So a man by the name of MD Tiamiyu was in the news, international news. He's an international celebrity. He's an international celebrity. Shout
World
out to the
renowned.
BBC. So the BBC interviewed him based off the new immigration laws in the UK, where people can't bring in their families when they're studying for masters and all that.
Yeah.
And then I brought MD Tiamiyu because in the land of many, one shall be the Judas. One is the one that will use his left hand to describe his father's house. Yeah. So in the article I'm reading now, they wrote about Japa, which is Yoruba term to live. And he said people are looking for alternatives. And he said they want to escape Nigeria, which is a very strong escape is a very strong verb because that feels like we're running from hell
But
to
that's
heaven.
what's happening now. Why are we
Yeah.
sugarcoating?
So they said Mr. Tiami, I like the British. They always make you very cordial and gentlemanly. Mr. Tiamiyu offered his advice on navigating immigration systems like the UK's and says for most people the only legal and broadly accessible route is through the education system. His quotation. The student route is more like an answer prayer, he says. It's a big bracket that's able to take a lot of people, the ordinary people. He goes on to say, we are beginning to see that a lot of people just hide behind this studentship. So the student thing is not real. It's not like they need the degrees. So he's talking about Nigerians who want, because they want to move to the UK, you go under the guise, I guess, of saying they want to further their education, right? And some of these people already have 2 degrees and 3 degrees in Nigeria. And
Really?
that's what I'm saying here. And he now
Wow.
said, so the whole article, which is a video, basically just talks about, how Nigerians bringing more people, which is basically their family under the guise of them want to further their education. And this coincides with the new immigration law. And I admit that I didn't even watch it at all because I had bigger things in my head than to watch a Nigerian who's living in the UK, first of all, decided to come and 5 minutes of fame.
Who
He's
came in
actually a
as a
YouTuber.
dependent?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. So the next day, after the whole negative issue and everything, I think he even did a Twitter space. He actually went on. First of all, he was doing Shakara that he stands by what he said. He didn't say anything wrong. Then I think when the hits became too much, I think people from his home started calling him like you're mad, Emdee, like you're crazy. He now tried to make an apology. I didn't really care and everything. And some people were divided. Opinion was divided. Some were saying what he said is not as if he said anything new, that the UK government already knows this anyway, obviously from the immigration system. They already know what's happening. And some were like, God will punish him. Shango will punish him. He wants to spoil the only chance we have to live in this country. And, it was a funny thing. It lasted for like 2 days before the inauguration and everything took over. But yeah, as we have it, we are talking about it on 234 Essential. And, me, I like giving the out of the box opinions about this, but which I like the ladies. The lady should go first. Thank you. I'm being gentlemanly. I'm being British here.
First of all, you sound so political. It's just like the woman should go first. Thank you. It's
Yes.
like reporters. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think first of all, I'll start like this. Every Nigerian who has relocated to the UK and is experiencing a level of culture shock in terms of difference in organization, system, everything, policies, and then you buy ring lights and you think it is okay to go on social
Oh
media
yeah.
and tell your fellow Nigerians how to relocate. Please, can you chill?
There's one
Can
lady
you
on
first?
TikTok. She was
Yeah.
saying this in Yoruba, so that all these Nigerian people that go to the UK and the first thing they do is to go and buy ring lights. And I'll be telling
Listen.
Nigerians in the UK, who asked you? Who begged you? Can't you shut up
See,
and
you
just go and
guys.
walk?
Do you understand? First of all, I don't think there's anything like too much information. I feel there's just information. Depending on the consumer, then I mean, everything is advised to be taken in moderation. If you don't take in moderation, that's up to you. I feel like everybody has a target market, so away from all the backlash that YouTubers in the UK, fresh relocators, are trying to harness. I'll say for one, like the UK is not a surprisingly new place to Nigerians. We have always
Yeah,
migrated or
yeah, for
emigrated
centuries,
to the
for
UK
decades.
for decades upon decades. I would also like to say to young Nigerians, please, when we speak of education, we do not mean university, secondary, primary. We mean arm yourselves with the policies and the laws of the country as well as history so that you're able to know where we are coming from and where we're going to. We always say on today for essential and we'll say it again. This is not the first time Nigeria is experiencing an exodus in this at this level. Of course, the population has grown over the past 20, 30 years. And so we understand why there's a misinformation as regards emigrating or immigrating to another country. But that being said, everybody was just saying, oh, Tiamiyu, why didn't you shut up? Personally, I don't think he said anything that the UK government didn't already know. They only needed somebody to look like they were blowing the whistle on Nigerians, and Tiamiyu was everly too happy to be the billy goats that fell into that hole. The UK has always found ways to impede the migration of excessive immigrants into their country. It's not the first time. In the 80s, Nigerians experienced an exodus. In fact, Nigerians have always experienced an exodus. And for the people who say, "Meh," so interestingly, I'll tell you something that happened during my week. I interacted a lot with the young Nigerians, and in every space, trust me, to always bring up the Nigerian conversation. And I was like, "Oh, you guys, what do you think the solution to Nigeria is?" And everybody's just like, "The government, the government." And it's just so crazy to understand, to not to see that the highest number in terms of demography and numbers right now in Nigeria are clueless as regards to what will make Nigeria better. Even if I don't think you should have a definite affirmative idea. I think you should have an idea regardless. But it's just everybody talking about, oh, the government, the this, the that. You don't have any plans for Nigeria to be better. Yet you say Nigeria is bad, it's corrupt, can never be well. How can it be well when we're going to leave it in the hands of a bunch of people who know nothing to do about Nigeria, or who have no idea on how Nigeria can be better, or who do not believe that Nigeria can be better? Anyway, Emdee seemed to fall scapegoat to this conversation, ever rising conversation. And I feel bad for him, especially because poor police guy coming from Nigeria, relocating abroad,
Is
just
he being
thought that he
police, or
was
he was
helping.
just being or he was just a skit maker wearing a police uniform?
I
Because
have
people
no
said he was a
idea,
skit
whatever
maker.
it is.
He
See,
was unemployed.
whether
Let's
it
move on.
be
Even if not police, he's
do you
unemployed.
understand?
Because police is an
Part of
unemployment job.
it's
It's
part
an
of the lazy
unemployment job.
youth that Boris spoke about during his
The
8 years.
41% that is unemployed, they are part of his
Do you
police are part
understand what
of
I
it.
mean? Exactly.
Mm.
And so he relocated and he started his YouTuber life of talking to his fellow Nigerians about migrating to the UK. And he had an interview with the BBC. Personally, I don't feel that he said anything so shocking or surprising. I think the UK government already had those statistics long before. Unfortunately, he's representing the scapegoats that everybody just needed to blame something on. The UK had already a few weeks before had already placed an is that an embargo? What do you call it now? Had already placed a
I think,
halt to
yeah,
immigrants bringing independence into the UK. I also heard from my friends that they had increased the rent from paying paying every month to paying 6 months upfront before coming to the UK. And I think they have done this to ensure stringent policies to ensure that Nigerians mitigate the amount of dependence they bring into their country. I was talking to a couple young people recently, and someone was telling me about Brexit and how the UK needs the workforce and all of that, yada yada yada. The truth is that for them, as countries who are thinking ahead of their time, they have calculated the amount of people they really need per time, and they had already cut it short. But MD's interviews seem to be in tandem with the timing, and so it looks like MD ratted everybody else. Yes, I agree that Nigerians are loud-mouthed and very vocal people, highly opinionated. But either way, this is not the first time the UK is locking out immigrants from itself. They have always placed laws, they have always placed things to ensure that a lot of people do not come into the country or take over positions of power. So you must understand, I think we always think about this thing based off of right and wrong. There is no right and wrong. There is what gives and what doesn't. There are countries who are elitist, and the UK is one of it. To grow in that space is difficult. When I say that I want to retire, if I when I grow older and I want to go to a country to retire and I want to go to the US, I know why waiting at the talk because
can I
Europeans
interject now?
are sorry.
Can I interject now? Are you still want to?
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
just
almost
round
done.
up. Round up. Yeah.
Nigeria, the Europeans are highly elitist and very racist. I didn't expect anything different from them. But Tiamiyu coming out and giving some haphazard apology, talking about his interview and how he was homeboy chill. We understand that you had a limelight moment and 2 seconds in the rain or in the sun, whichever one you decide. But like homeboy, you really need to chill. And Nigerians who have all their dependents going, we get it. Unfortunately, there's always a window for everything. Just be like admission for school. admissions, you start, everybody is getting admission, and all of a sudden it's truncated. Then you see what do you want to blame to that, right? Yes, Tiamiyu fucked up, as well as every other YouTuber who was talking about Nigerians immigrating to any Western country, but also like I think it also calls for a act of penance for us to look inward and say, so how do we make this work? If you don't believe in Nigeria and you think that everybody's going to leave their doors flung open for you to come in, then you need to think again. I might sound like the agent of doom. And guess what? If tomorrow I get the opportunity and I feel like time is right, I'll probably relocate. But it doesn't mean that I do not believe in a better Nigeria. I see the potential that we have here. I understand that we have outlived a lot of trauma, but there's still so much work to be done. And as much as we want to blame and finger point different people, let's just do the hard work to get in Nigeria back on track. I know it's not the easiest thing. I don't expect magic. I understand that it will take a couple of years, but with dedication and consistency, and of course, speaking the same language, we'll get to where we need to go to. Now, you can tell me what you want to tell us. What do you want to tell
Thank you,
us,
ladies and gentlemen,
Agent of Doom?
Ugochi's usual every weekly pro Nigeria speech.
But we need to. Somebody has to do the job.
Shout out to you. The Lord is your strength.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Contrary to what people say or believe, I believe that if you integrate yourself to the British system according to their laws and framework, you actually rise. You know, right now the Prime Minister of Britain is an Indian man. The Mayor of London is an Indian man. We've seen many Nigerians actually in both houses, or one of the houses. I can't remember what of the houses. Now, my issue with Nigerians is that we know you're seeking for a better life and you want, everybody knows what Nigeria is. We all know the negative index, right? Poverty capital, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Is that, so you have to look at migration like this. If I'm a rich man, right, and I say, I want 10 people to come for dinner.
Yeah, rich man, sure.
Let 10 people come for dinner. I just said, let 10 people come for dinner. I didn't say 20 people or 30 people. Because why? The amount of food I cooked is actually for 10 people, not for 20 people and 30 people. Now, this might be shocking to many Nigerians. European countries or countries that seem very well to do, like first world countries, actually plan decades ahead, right? And this is me speaking as a Nigerian. If they say, this year we only want 10,000 immigrants from all over the world, that's because that is what our system calculates. We don't want to overburden the system, especially now when, there's thanks to the Russia, Ukraine, blah, 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 cost of living, everything has gone up, everything is high. Now you, as Nigerians, you coming from a system where you believe in cutting corners. You believe that there's nothing called the rule of law. You say you want to enter a system and you now bring dependents along. What that does is you're adding pressure to a system that's already being pressured. And I know that what I'm speaking to Nigerians now is Latin. But let me just break it down for you now. Imagine if, as we are in this country now, as we are struggling, Rwandans come into this country and do what we are doing in the UK, and they are doing it here in Nigeria. We will cry. We will shout. A lot of things that we do abroad, Nigerians can't take half of it. Ordinary Ghana in the 80s, we all know what happened. Ghana must go, right? A lot of the trash that we do. Look to India. We are a pariah in India because, and not all Nigerians, I'm just saying not all Nigerians, but the thing is that once a group of people can do something, they now target the whole country and say this is what these Nigerians are known for, right? Exactly. Go to India, we are doing love scams, we are selling drugs, Go to South Africa, they believe crime, they only believe that it's music and crime that we know how to do at the end of the day, even though there are many Nigerians still like that. Nigerians have to know that even though you are coming from a lawless country, when you are crossing over, you are now bound by laws in a sane system. And once you begin to burden that system, they have the right to kick you out. It's not their fault that you people cannot make your country work at the end of the day, which is another thing. So I don't even blame England for doing that. UK is going through their shit. At the end of the day, we don't want people to overburden our system, especially people who are not citizens of this country. Simple as that. If you want to study, come and study. Exactly. But using it as a loophole to now, no. If you want to move your family, I believe there are ways you can legitimately move your family to the UK. I believe there is. If there isn't, please send me an email correcting me. But when you're not overburdening it, you're now even causing wahala for people who are on the queue in the UK embassy here in Nigeria trying to migrate legitimately. And it casts a whole stain on the whole country. So Nigerians think twice, and this also goes to Nigerians who go as there and decide that it's a life of crime. The crime they didn't do in Nigeria, all of a sudden they want to go to the UK, to the US, to Italy, and it's crime they now want to do. You are actually drawing us back as a people, whether us in the diaspora or us in Nigeria. Now, for this idiot, Tiamiyu Savage, I think if you go ask his parents that there must have been a prophecy that shows that he will be a stupid idiot in life. Because the BBC can't come out and meet me and now say, what do you think about Nigerians? Why will I talk? I've said it. We need IQ tests in this country. Instead of census, I think we should do IQ tests. Because some Nigerians are not fit to roam the streets of our cities. In short, before you enter embassy, carry your IQ test as one of the key documents that I'm saying fits. I understand common English. Because you stood there.
Comes easily to me.
And I'm sure it's not as if you have a meaningful job there. Maybe you're cleaning street or cleaning toilets.
One of that.
You stood there, they brought camera in front of you, they brought ring lights, and they were asking you questions. How are you different from the slaves that were reporting the slaves that work in the field? You gotta tell the master, this one is not picking cotton very well. I think he's the one who should be beaten.
House niggas.
The house nigga. Are you not apologizing? See, bros, Emdee, if you see your leg in Murtala Mohammed, you go and meet the UK ambassador. You go and meet the UK prime ambassador, the consulate. You go and head there. Because are you joking, fam? Are you joking, fam? Like, I don't understand. It's amazing.
Sorry. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. He has his own opinion and you have yours.
No,
so everybody.
When you get deported, this UK, they'll still deport you. They'll deport you and you still land in Murtala Mohammed. Then you will know how far. Then you shoot a video.
What on the street has it that he going into the UK as well as a dependent?
You see, that guy doesn't look as if he's contributing to the economy of the UK because he has only been wearing one hoodie since I saw him. So I don't think that is somebody who's contributing something.
Is his signature?
UK. It's a signature
hoodie.
Yeah.
You need based on public figure, you need to be known by something.
The guy should be walking around with a mask because if they see you if Nigeria boy see you for UK, it's on site.
There be time there.
I don't say Abika Dabri no go before she respond. You go taste some more. It will be like 2 weeks because now she's celebrating inauguration of our guy.
Yeah,
so it go hard. It go hard.
APC? Yes,
I believe she's an APC member. I believe so. I'm not sure. So yeah, we're talking about the inauguration now. So obviously you guys know that I remember when I said this last year, when we were recording 234, I said it that this one will win this thing. People said, no. Where? Lo and behold, it was at Eagle Square.
No, we thought that not that we thought, we are well aware that evil cannot prevail.
Okay.
And we know that what if evil should prevail, the hand of God is inside because change is going to happen. We're going to see something. I don't know if it's good or bad, but we're going to see something.
Thank you. That's what they told the MFM this week. That's what they told the MFM this week, Abby. Or Lost Chosen. Or Assemblies of God. Which one? Which one? Anyway, so, what's his name? What's our president's name again? Ahmed Tinubu became, he's now number 16, the 16th head of state of Nigeria. I think the 6th elected president of Nigeria.
Democratically elected.
6th democratically elected. So he did the Oshibang at Eagle Square, we started the oath, he did the honor guard, he inspected the guard, he blew a kiss to Nigerians. And somebody called Buhari left immediately the oath was sworn. I don't know who Buhari is. He's a curse unto his people. He's a plague unto the nation. He should go and stay in Dara and continue his course there. So yes, now Tinubu is now the head of state, and he gave his inaugural speech. a few highlights. Obviously, we know that subsidy has been removed. It has been removed since I think early this year. So after June, Nigerians, me where I won't go buy Benz.
Happy June, actually.
The blessing a bicycle I will go buy now because I don't think I have money for Benz
Buy a
anymore.
scooter.
Because
Buy a scooter.
scooter, electric
Scooter is
scooter safe.
available.
Electric scooter.
Exactly.
He also said that the
Scooter is available.
currency, the new naira note policy was not well done, and his government will would obviously accept the two notes as legal tender, and they're going to fine tune it. He said that we should have one transfer rate in terms of dollar exchange, which actually makes sense. And he said the normal, we keep Nigeria secure, blah 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 blah, and more blah blah blah. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Tinubu is head of state. His cronies were very happy. They all feel the Eagle Square, shouting that that Jagaban has finally done it. And let's see what we have. So the first 60 days, let's see what Tinubu's presidency will hold for us. I don't have any
Keep
high
running.
hopes. Buhari has not
That's
only
very
lowered
good.
the bar, he has broken the bar and he has burnt the bar.
There's no bar.
So I don't think anybody can do worse than what Buhari did in 8 years. If Tinubu does worse, then there's serious problem with the land.
But I mean, I'm not expecting better or worse. Sha.
See,
There's no
I don't even
expectation
care.
from me.
As long as me and my household serve the Lord, we shall not die of hunger.
Y'all
That's all
are
I know.
good.
Yes. We are like the children of Israel in Egypt. When the angel of death was passing around Egypt and killing all the
She
firstborns of
Passover.
Egypt, we were safe in there. So the blood of the land kept us safe. If you like Tinubu should be president, his uncle should be president, innocent. As long as we are the same amount of money, I'm fine. I'm okay. Because Nigerian politicians have learnt are incompetent and corrupt. And it is not, people will not say, what do you mean? Over the years, we have seen incompetency from Nigerian politicians. We have seen corruption from them. So why should I not believe that this one's going to be any better? Maybe Baba will try, but if it's held to allow him, but I'm not keeping my fingers crossed. It's the same old toilets, different sheets, same old toilet. How did they say it? At the end of the day, it's the APC. And going back to what Steve said, you want to remove fuel subsidy, but the government is still living large. People are still spending money anyhow in the government. One governor will have like 40 cars to himself. Commissioner will have like 20 cars to himself. So every time it's Nigerian people that should always suffer. Nigerian politicians don't want to make any sacrifice. Well, God will be with us. There's nothing else we can do now.
At all. So as I was saying earlier, I was having conversations with a lot of young people today. Well, in course of the week, and I find that a lot of young people do not understand how governance and government policies changes the MO of the people at large. So I was talking to them today, and we're talking about how abruptly the forced scarcity has started. And somebody was saying to me, "Oh, but the subsidy needs to be removed because it still goes back to the government." I said, "Okay, but it removes, but it's only affecting the common Nigerian."
Also, there's no accountability. Sorry, there's no accountability. This money they say they want to use, we don't know how they want to go to spend it. And the fastest way and the easiest way for corruption in any government is the awarding of contracts. You overbloat, you inflate the price of contracts, and people start moving money. So I do not. This money, see, the money they are going to do is not going to change anything for you and I. But we'll notice that politicians will get richer. They will look fatter. They will look better. While we will continue to be the poverty-stricken Nigerians. So yeah.
Listen, I feel that as much as we know the importance of the removal of the subsidy because of how corrupt the Nigerian government is, nothing is certain. We are not sure that the monies will be used for what they said they would be. We know that for sure they will divert funds. That one is not even in question.
It's normal. It's Nigerian politics. It's normal. It's normal.
Do you understand what I mean? And I think that this is for me to the young people in Nigeria. Please and please and please, let's stop having that conversation about I voted, I protested. It's enough. It's not the first time that Nigerians are voting or protesting. It's not the first time at all because it is happening.
Your protest is not special now.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. Came with Nigeria Bidoro. Like since the beginning, since ab initio, according to our scholars of old, ab initio,
Happiness, sure.
Nigerians have always protested, and the only way to get into governance by your civic rights is through voting. We have always
Mm-hmm.
protested and we have voted. So please stop saying that we have tried. Nelson Mandela made us to understand, not just Nelson Mandela, but all the activists and freedom fighters in time immemorial have always fought towards a greater country. How many years after Martin Luther King believed and had a dream that a black man will someday rule America, look at when he manifested. So if you think that the work that you're putting in today is enough to make the final change, then you have to think again. It's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third. We'll have to keep fighting forever, literally, till we get what we want as we want it. It's not going to be given to us on a platter of gold. And it's not enough. Somebody told me, oh, Nigerians need to relax and ease off their stress. We're traumatized. I said at 60 what? We're traumatized. People
That's
live
why.
in Nigeria.
That's why we listen to music and watch comedy. That's why we
Do
are.
you understand what I mean?
We can't. What do you want us to do again?
See,
What we go do again?
what's the name of that Michael Jackson song? Dun, 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 dun. All I want to say is that they don't really
They don't
care
really care
about
about
us.
us. They don't care about us.
Okay. As at the time that song was released, Michael Jackson was still talking about police brutality and the segregation and marginalization of the black man. Till
I thought
today,
you
it
wanted to
is
say
still
that.
relevant.
I thought you wanted to say that Michael Jackson was still black when he sang that song.
No, he don't do everything
You
humanly
know,
possible to remove
that's
himself from that
He don't use
quota.
Bobrisky's scream. Yeah, moving on.
Still upon
Yeah.
still, he still did
But I
not
get you.
remove.
Like, protest is going to be like, how will I call it? An evolving mechanism. We never stop protesting. Even in the UK, that seems like
Exactly.
light years ahead of us, and they have like foreigners as look. Like I said, they have an Indian as the prime minister. They have an Indian as the mayor of London. They are still, they still have to keep on because progress doesn't end. It keeps on, pushing it and pushing it.
You have
Right
to
now, there's
demand for
nothing.
it every day.
Yeah, right now, so Tinubu is your president. So right now, you have to demand good governance. It might not be your
Mm-hmm.
choice, but now you have to. Is your right to good governance? So you now ask like, is your right to say, okay, this money that was intended for subsidy, what do they want to use it for, and let it be transparent and let us, they have to be accountable for every money that is spent, and not for all these fancy projects that it will never have. To not change the lives of Nigerians, and they'll be telling that they've done this, they've done that. They've been to one hospital that equipment is not working on one road.
Do you
After
understand?
6 months, the road already has potholes. That's not what we're talking about at the end of the day. So right now, it's now time to question our leaders and say, oh, what are you using this money for? Because we can't be the one suffering. Because
Do
after
you
fuel
understand?
subsidy, the one for electricity is coming too,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it's not as if when they remove the subsidy from electricity, that will have uninterrupted power supply. NEPA will still take light, or Ikeja electricity will take light, and that will not take you back to go and buy fuel for your generator. Fuel that's already 550 naira. So you're not only buying fuel for your car, you're buying fuel for your generator.
Do you
So we can't
understand
take
what I
this
mean?
smiling at the end of the day. So you have to not ask questions. But God will
Do
see
you
us through.
understand?
4 years, Abby. Okay, we'll
I don't
try.
know if now 4 years or now 8 years, but whatever it is,
No,
first
it's
of
eight
all,
years.
I
It's
think,
it's 8 years. Put your mind, it's 8 years. Don't bother yourself. So that the
do you
disappointment
understand?
won't come. Just take 8 years straight like that. 8 years
First of all, my
straight.
my call to action to young Nigerians, especially, do your due diligence and read about the history of Nigeria till date. I think we should
Eh,
bring back
sorry,
that a time in history.
sorry. Is it young Nigerians that
Um,
are smoking Colos that he said you should go and read the
but they won't be
should
the
go and read
first,
the
Sha.
okay, on Colos. Okay. No, this is the first one that is this generation that is smoking Colos. This is the first generation smoking Colos.
But
Yeah.
they won't be the first generation to be on drugs. But they'll
And
probably be the one of the many that have been delusional till they were reorientated or re-educated.
it's their own business. When
And
they are fine, everybody will be fine. Either you do Yahoo or you do runs girl. When you're tired of
I
doing
guess
Yahoo
what
or runs girl, your eye open.
did you see that post about one guy looking for a house girl that would clean his house and still perform? bed duties. Did you see
Oh,
that?
that what happens in many Nigerian homes now.
He
Why
said
is it
now
even
50 or
announcing?
60K.
Yes, now because the girl will live there. She will
Just,
live there. She will eat there. So you have accommodation. You have feeding.
what does that
So what
even mean?
again?
So we eat
Ah,
and she will clean and she will still have sex with this person.
it's how much? How much are they? How much
How
are they
much
paying
is
now?
the
Fifty
money?
k. How much are they paying
50K.
now? You know, there's some girls in that
50K
position
one month.
that's some young women in that position that they don't even pay them at all. They say we are sending you to school, so there's no need. They're not paying you, or they've
See,
paid
let me
the
tell you this.
middleman, or they've paid the middleman, and you're never going to see that
See,
money.
guess what? I'm not even surprised because the change that we think that we deserve, the currently the demography that I'm exposed to, that I'm seeing, though I'm not even ready for the change. Everybody thinks that the solution to a bad government is jackpot. My sister, my brother, you go
It
run
is, oh, please,
tire.
so go. Thank you. I'm done. I
It's
sat there
not
like this.
ayo, you
Me
go
too.
still run, you go see. It not
I
be
know.
everybody feel run. Everybody cannot
Um,
run.
see, excuse me. I'm a Kenya marathon runner. I will run. Say God said you should run the good road. God, you should run the good race. I am running.
Wow. In his name.
If yeah,
Not for
even this.
Nigeria.
Excuse me. If this star pastor can run,
Kingdom race.
me, I will
Kingdom
not run.
race.
The kingdom is there. It's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I've tried.
Why do you feel that way?
You know, even if
But
the star pastor can run, it's not me. Me. Ah, no, no, no. A humble servant. I'm not even a
yes,
warrior. A humble servant. Please,
you
please, please, please.
flash. You
No, I
you
go.
zoom through everything. Hmm.
I'll go. I'll buy citizenship of Cayman Islands.
I love
Proudly,
it.
proudly.
Precisely that.
All
But
right.
personally, though,
Okay. Continue. Just round up. Yeah.
before we leave this point, like my final words, my dear Nigerians, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice, anywhere you are, do the due diligence to educate yourself and educate the person standing next to you. And when I say education, I do not mean formal education, going to school. I mean, read about Nigerian history, be curious enough to know what has happened, the amount of negligence and obliviousness, if there's a word like that I've heard from Nigerian youths in the past couple of days has been very
It's
alarming to me. I mean,
Colos. It's the Colos and balloons. Now,
please don't kill me.
it's the Colos
The
and
amount of
balloons.
the way our mentality is very wrong, and thinking that we have done our best for the country is also disheartening to see, because the Nigerian government denying that they have killed people at a protest is not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third time that Nigeria is doing it. Under a military dispensation, people disappeared without trace at all till date. So I beg, try to educate yourself enough to know that this is not the first time, and the hustle that we are on is a long time hustle. And if you
The
don't think
problem
the
is
hustle is real,
continue.
100% back off. Like, it's okay. I'm not going to blame anybody for thinking, but vehement final statements like Nigeria will never be better. Please, if
Mm.
you see me, anywhere that you see me, don't say it, because I will be very mad at you and I will fight
The day
with you.
I laugh the day that Ugochi tell me that so I'm moving
No,
overseas.
but guess what now? But Ayo, you know that that's the truth, right? I've never told
Nigeria
you
will not
that.
contain us. So Nigeria, if you run
No,
to Borno, if
but
you run to
but
Kutuwenji,
Ayo,
I'll come and yes.
but you know that the truth is that I've never said that I will not relocate. If the
Okay,
opportunity rises and I think it's the right time for me, of course I would.
all right.
But I'm saying, as I've said in previous episodes, whatever part of the elephant that you see, attack it. I think that making bogus, empty statements like Nigeria will never be better is so ridiculous, especially because if you check the demography and the statistics of Nigeria, we have a lot more young people than we have older people. And it's only a matter of time before the old people die out. The information and the mindset of the young people is very important to me, and I am here to speak to it. Please, please, and please, if you're not willing to understand the policies and laws of the country or the ways in which you can plug yourself to better the country, please shut up and say anything. Don't say anything. Just keep quiet. it's all bands and vibes right now. I'm open to a very good meme and very amazing laugh. But listen, when you talk about the future of a people, especially if you have benefited in any way whatsoever, whether by the food, by the system in Nigeria, and you are there saying Nigeria can never be better, you are the very problem. And you are the reason why when you go abroad, you turn to a Tiamiyu or Emdee and you say rubbish because you have not educated and equipped yourself with the
I'm
proper
sure that's his real
education.
name, self. I doubt he used
Sorry?
his own. I said I'm not sure that's his real name. He must have used another person's papers if we enter that UK.
He'll be
I
very
think
good.
I'll report him to immigration. The reporting that he's doing, me, I'll go and report my own. I'll say, please, this man is an illegal immigrant. He's an alien. Kick
I
him out,
love
please.
it. It's the
All right.
size of his head for me.
It's too big.
It's so
HD could not
small.
cover it. The 4K covering could
Oh,
not cover it.
oh
All
my god,
right.
for me it's pea-sized.
So I want to talk about artists who performed at the inauguration concert, but time has
I did
far.
not see you.
Yeah, it was a small. I don't think it was really an inauguration concert, but it's a concert that led up to inauguration, and a lot of Nigerian artists were there. And people asked that how come a lot of these artists, were very quiet during the election, but it seems now they want to be pro-Tinubu because Baba is in power. And to that I say, hey, when Pharaoh has entered his throne, has stepped on his throne, everybody go align. It's alignment time
I
now.
don't understand.
It's no more LUP. They know they do again and again. Please, where do we sign our soul? Thank you very much.
But shout
They
out
can't
to
kill.
P.O. Sha.
Who's Pio?
He didn't
Who's
even
Pio?
bother Peter Obi.
Sorry, who's Pio?
He
Okay.
didn't,
I thought you want to say
he didn't
Oshibajo.
no. I don't even think about that guy when I think about Nigeria. I'm sorry.
He wants to
But
release
like
one video with. Sorry, he wants to release a video of him and his wife. Some people abuse them on Twitter. Say they're doing Barack Abishe. You think you're Barack Abishe? Okay, come on, get out from here.
see, shout out to the current first lady, Oloremi Tinubu, talking about her
Yeah.
husband is 71 and she's 63. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have? Excuse me. Do you have contrary evidence to that?
I am not even here to even talk about that, but wow, is the
She's your first
audacity
lady.
and the balls for
She's your
me.
first lady. Don't go and give her contract so that she
See,
can help you align things. Women empowerment things. She's the new
no be
women
today
empowerment
first lady
thing.
don't they chop stray bullets.
Okay.
You don't think
I
me,
beat
don't
you
they
now.
chop stray bullets, so she go dey
Thank God.
okay, no
All
worry.
right. Anyway, so yeah, people performed. Shout out to them. They have to make their money
Who
somehow.
performed?
I know I saw Timaya. I can't remember anybody again I saw, but I saw Timaya. I know Timaya doesn't give a fuck. Timaya doesn't give a fuck. You can't cancel Timaya. He doesn't care what you think about it.
Fashion boy what?
What's the concern now?
Somebody
All right.
that is looking for money to buy Gucci's latest collection. You did
Abio.
talk on that thing.
All right, so there's no release therapy. I guess because the country's hard right now. It's politics. All of you are not fornicating. But hopefully next week we'll have release therapy. So let's jump into flop and prop of the week. Let's start with prop of the week first. Or let's start with flop of the week. So during Buhari's tenure, it was claimed that Air Nigeria will become a thing and they'll float Air Nigeria and Nigeria will have a national carrier, yada 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 yada. They tried like 2 or 3 times. They tried like 2 or 3. There's one year they did logo. After that logo, we did not see anything again.
We did not see the plane.
So they spent money on logo. Then they now told us that Ethiopia Airlines had already bought that they're financing something. They have partnership with Nigeria for Air Nigeria or Nigeria Air. And the Minister of Aviation claimed that before Buhari leaves power, Air Nigeria will become a reality. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think like 48 hours before the inauguration, they painted a plane. I don't know where that plane came from. Maybe it's one of those Okada planes.
Magic.
And it says Air Nigeria. My advice to Nigerian citizens, please, if you see Air Nigeria this thing, please do not enter. Because there will be no difference between that plane and the downfalls that MC Olomo owns in Lagos. The only thing is that if you enter MC Olomo downfall, you might not die. But this Air Nigeria, the one I'm looking at is no, bro, I'm begging you, Jesus. I'm begging you. First of all, Nigeria Air or Air Nigeria has not even functionally started yet. They just decided to paint one plane, do small trip and landed.
And wash it. They washed it.
Oh yeah, that's the thing they do whenever they want to commission a new plane or a new jet. That's what they do.
They wash them.
So ladies and gentlemen, please carry your other airlines. If you see Air Nigeria, imagine it is an elevator in a 60-story building serviced by Nigerian
Jesus.
contractors. Climb your stairs there. If you want to go to Abuja, if you know you can't afford, if you know that Air Nigeria is the only option, please take bus and make sure you go during the day where armed robbers will not shoot you on the road. Thank you very much. But as for me
But
and my household, Air Nigeria, Nigeria Air, Airways Nigeria, Eagle Nigeria, flop and not send anybody that day. It took them 48 hours
but
to the end of this tenure for them to paint an aeroplane and say we have a national carrier.
and wash it.
Joke,
Please ensure that you mention washing it.
yeah, Buhari is a comedian. Apart from being a curse unto his people and a plague, he's a comedian. A very bad one at that.
Listen, thank God say you don't even carry wahala they go. When they
Yes.
pass that place where they do conference now, so you knock the chair, say you want to spoil the furniture so that they'll
He
say
wants to spend,
we need new
yes.
furniture, part of the
Oh
budget
no,
of so
no. They said that
we
no,
need
but
new
having a new
chair.
we need wait, let me look for the so Steve put it later on his thread. Apparently, according
Mm,
to Sarah reporters, which is not the most credible site, I must say,
mm.
but they claim that 14 billion was used to change furniture at Aso Rock for the new president.
God I
14
beg.
billion naira. And you're telling us that for subsidy, we have to suffer. God will, the suffering you're suffering us, God will suffer you and your generation. In Jesus' name,
I
amen.
promise you.
Because
Amen. I agree.
these are the kind of prayers that I want Nigerian pastors to be praying. Cause from the Holy of Holies. Those that
You
leprosy will
see,
catch
it needs
you.
to catch people.
Yes,
Honestly.
boils in different parts of their body will be hitting them. Strange boils. That's what we need.
See,
Not pray for our leaders. Or no, I'm not doing that one. That's not the prayer. I want God of Old
do you get
Testament.
what I mean?
Yeah,
To fire them bumper to bumper. Because I'm
one
so
time.
confused. But like, I was happy to see the Air Nigeria or Nigeria Air because I
Okay.
thought that I'm one of those people that are optimistic. You guys already know that. But when I hear saying now Ethiopia Air gets the allegedly,
No, so there's no problem with
uh,
Ethiopia Air getting it because they're financing it. So they give us a plane. But it's not as if that plane was given to us for commercial purpose. They just borrowed us for showcase. Maybe we just used to borrow pose. It's you know where it's borrow pose, it's not your clothes. Say, please bring on
and
my
they'll
clothes on
replace it
Wednesday.
after
And
to
they go
the
party.
original
Oh.
thing.
Uh-huh.
You understand?
Yeah.
God, I beg. But are you based off of sad news this week? Since we're recording on Monday, well,
Oh
Tuesday
yeah, yeah,
morning.
yeah. Yeah.
First off, rest in peace, Tina. Yeah, Tina Turner.
Yeah, Tina Turner.
And rest in peace, Dr. C, Raymond Dr. C. Gosh,
Chief
when I heard
Raymond
that,
Kwesi. Yeah,
Chief
man,
Raymond Dr. C.
that's a generation that has gone. That's the man
See,
AIT Repower, MK
see,
Abiola, King
Dark
Sonny Ade, Dark
Communications.
Communications, Kenny D1, bruh. That's an institution that
See,
went. That's an institution. When somebody is an institution,
listen,
that's an institution that went. Yeah, sad
man,
tale.
our condolences to the people who loved
To
and
his
cared
loved
for these
ones.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like God will give you the fortitude to bear this loss because even me, way I know relates to them, they really pain me. Shout out to Tina Turner for changing her or transforming her pain to her music and just impacting all our lives all
Did you
over
see
the
that clip I
world.
put up on my Instagram story?
I didn't see it. I've not been on social media this week. I'm
Okay, so
triggered.
I guess it's like in his 70s or 80s, they interviewed Tina Turner. And she said
Mm-hmm.
Africans are lazy people. And I'm like, wow,
God,
okay.
I beg.
All right. Anyway,
Well,
prop of the week.
it's it's still inside the same Nigeria that people are saying that they are the first people to protest and they are the first people to vote
It's
for the people
Colos.
for government.
Short.
So
Now, this is the title of the episode, Colos.
I
Colos.
love it.
Colos. On Colos. When you do Colos and Balos, that's how you be saying.
I
But anyway,
swear, talking in the rubbish.
Prop of the week, appropriate prop of the week to Nigerians who suffered and endured 8 years of the Pharaoh's brutal regime and rule.
One
Now
star radler follow.
we now know what Joseph and the Israelites felt in Egypt.
Hmm. I don't
We
understand
know
what
what Israelites felt during Moses' period, how they
I mean.
suffered under the whips of the Egyptians.
And now only
God will
8 years
thank you.
we suffer. Oh.
Eight
We
years felt
suffer
like
that
80
suffer.
years. You
Listen.
suffered so much. COVID,
Hmm.
NSAS, so many numerous
Palliative.
things. Oh, God have mercy. This man closed the
Scarcity of
borders.
money. I
Closed the
understand.
borders. scarcity of money because they try to change naira. Bro,
See,
we
scarcity
should
of fuel,
no. Never see with Buhari's zone.
increased insecurity.
Buhari's zone, whenever we talk about Buhari, we should just say never again. Never
Never.
again.
It's
Never
actually a prayer
again.
point.
Never again are we going to allow somebody so heartless with a black heart to rule this country anymore. Kai, every Nigerian who
See,
suffered, who went through his 8 years, thank God. Because many died under this man's regime and it was directly his fault. Everything went back
see,
to him.
I'm so sad.
No,
I'm so sad about like all the things we had to go through. It's even so crazy that right now I cannot remember everything that Buhari put us through, but it's just like, did we deserve it as
it's a
people?
trauma. It's a trauma. Don't worry. In the coming months, you just remember. You just all of a sudden you just go into shock. Why? Remember what Buhari did one time.
God. And it's not
Yeah.
even a lie because like the guy really went ham on us. It was also
Went to
how that seat felt very vacant for the longest time because Buhari never showed his face. You rarely ever gave public allowed for public discourse. He
yeah.
was consistently traveling. Our national
Those
blogger.
speeches. Yeah. But we have a new
Listen,
vlogger now. We have a new vlogger. His own is France. He likes French. He likes the art and cuisine scene in France. He wants to go to the Louvre. This one wants to go to the Louvre. He wants to go to Paris Fashion Week. What is the latest wares?
shut up his mouth.
Oh,
We are
so
talking
please.
about people that are releasing portraits. Sanwo-Olu is changing portraits. What's happening?
He just said,
Is that what
please.
we're talking about?
He said, all public institutions and businesses, please take note. I say, what's going to happen? If I don't change them, what's going to
Wait,
happen?
you
Has
go
it
beat
expired?
me.
Is it NAFDAC medicine? Is it medicine from NAFDAC? Has it expired?
Like your
Or
face
when?
show, I be your face no show.
I beg, I beg.
God.
I was surprised he even
We're not
came.
looking at what's important.
I was surprised he even attended his own inauguration. I thought he'd be in Abuja for his daddy's inauguration.
It should not be there. Please, why is everybody talking about Alex Oti of Abia State though? He's a lot in the news. Did he do anything wrong?
No, he
That
did his
any
own
politician
inauguration.
has done wrong?
He
Oh,
did
okay.
his
I see
inauguration
him a lot
today.
in the news though.
Davido performed there. So I guess that must have created small buzz for him. Sha.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, adding to our prop of the week, shout out again to my woman any day, anytime, Chimamanda Adichie, because Chimamanda writes the preface of the Pope's new book called
Oh,
Hands
yeah, I saw
of.
that.
Do you
Oh,
understand?
I saw that. I
Shout out
saw
to
that.
I think it was Aisha that sent it to me. I need to confirm. Someone sent it to me on IG anyway. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Of course, Hands of Africa. The scramble of Africa happened decades ago, and today in 2023, the Pope is writing to Hands of Africa. I really like to read this book and know what Chimamanda has penned down for us. And to all those people who are anti Chimamanda, fuck you. As I said before,
Now
if you're not
wow.
talking for the
Now
betterment of
wow.
Nigeria and you
So if I
are
don't like
beating down,
so if I don't like
eh,
Chimamanda because I don't like her style of writing, it's
no,
not a problem.
I didn't say that if you don't like her, if you don't like her, that's okay for you. But when
Okay.
she does something that for me is an addition or is in support or in cognizance or in tandem with what we're trying to fight towards as Nigerians, and somebody's there saying, why is it always her? Why is it you too? Why is it always you? Why is it always you talking in the negative? How about doing something in the positive for a change? How about that?
Maybe it's a part of Tiamiyu's WhatsApp group. So
Maybe
is
they
their
stay
theme
with
of
their
the
WhatsApp.
week. It's his own turn to do something negative. All right,
Let
guys,
them
thank you
stay.
very much. It's been an experience recording this podcast today. Shout out to Phil,
100%.
who we know is
Shout out to
practically sleeping by now,
Phil.
but will not tell us to still be
I
on, or you still be here so I can download the audio. Thanks guys for listening. Please send your family to family@234essential.com and do not
and
forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Yeah.
follow us on all social media platforms at 34 Essential Podcast. We love you guys and we appreciate you. Stay kind, guys.
Peace, man. And remember, this is very important. Me, I'm doing remembrance today. Tinubu is your president. God don't catch you now.
Oh, and shout out to all our listeners in the US. They celebrated Memorial Day while we're doing inauguration.
I beg,
Shout out
America
to you
knows that.
guys.
America knows that fancy public holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day. Give correct
But
this thing, correct.
we they do the same thing for
Load.
now. Which day is that for
Armed
our
Forces
lost
Remembrance Day,
heroes?
January
Yeah, Armed
15th.
Forces Remembrance Day. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they were celebrating now because now that Nigerians were multidimensional. So we need to celebrate all the events.
Yeah.
So we are
Right.
reaching out to you guys.
Now, so all right, thank you guys for listening. Peace out. One love. Yeah.
Bye guys.
Are you tired of worrying about how your loved ones back home will pay for their healthcare needs? Sending money isn't enough. You need a solution that ensures the funds you send are used specifically for healthcare costs. WellaHealth Diaspora is that solution that helps Nigerians in the diaspora send money specifically for healthcare back home. It's simple. Here's how it works. When you buy a health voucher on WellaHealth, they will contact you on how you'd prefer to spend your voucher on your family. They'll deliver quality healthcare to them and report back to you. With WellaHealth Diaspora, you'll get access to telemedicine services, regular checkups, medicine fulfillment, and health plans. Plus, you can trust that the money you send is utilized for healthcare, and the chance of being defrauded is removed. Don't wait until it's too late to take care of your family's health needs. Your family's health is too important to delay. Act now and start sending love and care to your family back home with WellaHealth Diaspora. Are you still here? Hurry! Visit www.wellahealth.com/234E to start sending health vouchers to your loved ones in Nigeria today.